All right, y'all. So since I'm doing arms, I figured let's give you a couple of tips, right, to help with your bicep development. And basically, these tips that I'm going to give you, well, the first tip that I'm going to give you is a fundamental for every exercise you do, okay? And that tip is that when you do any exercise, right, everything should be nice and tight and close to the body, okay? You shouldn't have a lot of excessive space, all right? Excessive space is basically asking for an injury, right? Because when it comes to excessive space and anything you do, deadlift, curls, or whatever, right, what that does is it adds the ability for gravity and any tweak, any movement to throw you off a bit, right? And if you get thrown off, especially against the range of motion that joint is, you're gonna get hurt, right? If you're holding a lot of weight, basically what you're doing to that joint is that. Like quick pull in the wrong direction, it's easy to get hurt, all right? So you wanna keep everything nice and tight, close into the body. When it comes to the bicep, keep those elbows tucked in, right? And keep the arms close to the body. And then you wanna come up, right? You'll see a lot of dudes, they'll grab the bar, and they'll curl, and when they get to here, they'll do this. They'll add all that extra space underneath their biceps, underneath their armpit. You see it, right? You don't need that. They think you need to come this high up to get that contraction, right? You don't need that. You're begging for injury. In so many areas, you can injure your back, your core, your bicep, your elbow. I mean, just begging for it, right? You will get the same force, the same amount of concentration to the bicep, right? The same contraction. Keep it nice and tight, elbows tucked in, and then you just come up. You only have to stop up here, and I guarantee you, you're gonna get that. You can see the muscle lengthening as I go down and contracting as I come up, right? So that's the proper way of doing it. And then the wrist, the involvement of the wrist is there, right? You really want some extra concentration or some extra contraction, right? You see my wrist is flat, pointing straight down. When I come up and I'm here, right, I go ahead and you see the wrist movement. And if you want to see what that looks like and the explanation, the main purpose of the bicep, I've said this before in another video, is to supinate the wrist or pronate it, right? Basically, to rotate the wrist, okay? This is prone, right? And that's supine. If you want to think of it this way, prone would be you laying on your stomach. This would be your stomach, this would be your back. So, supinated position, supine, right? This is your back, this is your stomach. And as I'm doing that, you can see, again, the peak comes right there, right? Now, I can do this and keep my arm this way, right? And come up with it. You can see, right? There's that little contraction right there. You can see some separation there. But watch the difference when I come up here and I take the pinky and just rotate the wrist inward. That's it. That's it. Same motion as in me coming down all the way from here and doing this. But you take that pinky, which would mean you just twisting your wrist a little bit, and you add that much to it, right? And that's the secret, one of the secrets to getting that separation and making that bicep look much bigger, right? Making that bicep bulge, because you're doing what the bicep is intended for, right? And if I do it this way, you see the contraction. If I do it this way, again, you'll see it lengthen, right? And so I'm lengthening the bicep without having to come down. So when you're using your dumbbells, start like this, or you can start like this. There's a lot of gentlemen that start like that. Again, I don't like to because of all that space, right? But I'm starting right here, no space, right? And then I'm coming up, and then I'm twisting, right? But I'm doing all of that in one motion, right? So coming up, twisting, right? All in one motion, right? And when I do that, there is no need for me to go heavier because I'm on number 4 right now, and that shit hurts, right? So same here. And again, nice and tight. Staying close to the body, baby. Right? There's no need to do this. There's no need to do that. Right? When I can just do this. And you see, just doing that, then there's the rotation. Right? You see, just doing that, you get, not only do you get the same contraction, but it looks a little bigger actually when I do it that way, obviously. All right, so let's get at it. I'm going to finish this set real quick with some doubles. Hold on. By the way, doing so will also build up those forearms, which I need to build back up, right? And if you want bigger biceps, got to definitely build up the forearms, builds up the grip, right? All that good shit. But we'll talk about that later. I'm sweating, had a great workout. Let's get it, boys and girls. All right? Peace.